So I made a comment that in waiting on the Lord, I think sometimes we take that as a completely passive act. And what I was articulating is that I think sometimes when we wait on the Lord the most, we actually do the most. And so in my specific instance, it was a whole lot of work just to wait. So the analogy might be treading water in a swimming pool. You're doing a whole lot underneath the surface just to bob there and go nowhere. And I think sometimes if we're really going to trust God in a situation, say our finance, we don't stop working and bringing home money and going to work from early in the morning to late at night. We do everything we can to be as responsible as we can, while still kind of coming home at the end of the day, trusting that God's doing something to ultimately change the circumstances. And so I think that like a lot of spiritual truths, when we just come to them on paper, we put them in black and white categories or either or categories. And so we assume waiting on the Lord or having patience is just very passive because it's about God ultimately doing or redeeming or saving. And so therefore we must not be doing anything. And I think when we contextualize that and put it in real life, while David was waiting on the Lord to deliver him from Saul, he was running really fast and living out in the wilderness and trying to rally his ragtag group of followers to stay united and to stay together and to stay hopeful. And so I think sometimes while we're waiting for God to deliver, we have to fight really hard to continue to fight the fight, or to continue to believe, or to continue to have faith, or to continue to hope. And that's a lot of exertion. It's just in a different sphere than, say, where God's going to act through the power of the Holy Spirit to maneuver things or to move big boulders around in the context of life. So yeah, I think what I was trying to say is sometimes we fight really hard to wait on the Lord to fix something, and then at the end of the day, the something just dissolves as God somehow works, and we go, wow, that was just too easy. It was too, wow, I didn't even do anything. When was I going to conquer or like, attack the walls? But instead it was like Jericho, the walls just peeled away, like, wow. But then I think, we come back and go, it's not that we didn't do anything. To get to that point, we exerted a lot. And I think that helps us grab hold of it in a more human way, and I think in a more helpful way the next time we're going to face problems than these kind of thin spiritual dichotomies. It's all God or it's all us, or one or the other. And those two things obviously work together.